Total War is a series of games famous for its turn-based strategy gameplay and real-time tactical control of battles. So having a spin-off that plays like a hack-and-slash battle master is a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. But yeah, this is Spartan Total Warrior in a nutshell, a game developed by Creative Assembly and published by Sega for all the major consoles of the time back in 2005. That's right, no PC release for this one. Although it received mixed reviews by critics, it's a pretty fun experience, providing intense, although slightly repetitive gameplay and huge battles, pushing the hardware of the time to its limits. Let's dive deeper and see what Spartan Total Warrior has to offer. Spartan Total Warrior features a spectacular plot with a variety of different story elements. It is full of intrigue, excitement, betrayal, and many twists and turns throughout the game's length. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. The game's story is as simple and formulaic as it gets. The Romans attack the Spartans, aiming to conquer the entirety of Greece, and the Spartans have to of course fight back and save their land. That's pretty much it. You even play as a random Spartan soldier with no past, no family, not even a name. Apparently though, you are special, since you have no armor and sick dreadlocks. Ares is impressed and wants to aid our hero in saving his fellow Spartans from the evil Romans. Wait, Romans? Wouldn't it be more historically accurate if it was Persians instead? Well, I guess at some point Spartans and Romans did fight each other, and ancient Rome is just cooler in general. Just look at Fallout New Vegas. Anyway, along your travels you meet various characters, fight many powerful mythological beasts, kill about 1.2 billion of evil Romans, and learn the terrible truth behind your origins. You are the son of one of Aphrodite's handmaidens? That's shocking? Whatever, who cares? The story is basic and cliché, but it does a great job setting the mood for an epic adventure and perfectly sets you up for some unforgettable fight sequences. Spartan Total Warrior's greatest feature and main selling point is its sense of scale. The presentation here is truly stellar and it really makes you feel like a total warrior. Ugh. To be fair, the graphics aren't that amazing when it comes to the models or the textures, they are actually pretty basic and underdeveloped. Just look at the faces, that's some PS1 era shit right there. But you'll only notice such flaws during cutscenes, since the camera is pretty zoomed out during the action. And thank God for that, you'll definitely need it. Every level is a huge battleground filled to the brim with enemies, without any shortcuts, 2D sprites, or fake enemy clones like in the Matrix Path of Neo for instance. No, everything is alive and part of the action. It truly feels like an all-out war. It's impressive when you consider the hardware of the time. I haven't seen anything like it in a PS2 game before. Granted, the textures aren't very high quality and the effects aren't super impressive, but sacrifices need to be made for such results. As for the music, it's weird. You'd think a game like this would have some epic orchestral tunes, just like in God of War for example, to capture the essence of the ancient times. But the tracks here are much more modern than you'd expect. It's not that the music is bad, the compositions are really good and varied and always match what's happening on screen. Here, have a listen.
This way!
Not that you'll pay any attention to it, there'll be far too much hacking and slashing and screaming for that, but it just doesn't fit the game's premise and general atmosphere at all. Imagine playing God of War with a weird drum techno beat or whatever in the background. It's just strange. But besides that, I really enjoyed the game's presentation and art style. Yeah, the music is bizarre, but everything else is on point, portraying excellently the brutality of ancient warfare. To be honest, when it comes to gameplay, Spartan Total Warrior is more style than substance. I mean, it's a hack and slash, you got to temper your expectations a bit, even though you play as a Spartan who is totally a warrior. Man, my writing skills are on fire today! Anyway, you can slash with your sword, bash and block attacks with your shield, and snipe foes with your bow. Hits of a different weapon attacks can be fast and target a single enemy, or strong and slow and target multiple enemies. Building up long continuous combos will fill up your raids meter, which you can then use for a powerful attack that can obliterate a single foe in a stylish manner, or decapitate many enemies at the same time. Man, senseless violence is tight. As long as we're talking about video games, of course. Ares seems to love it, as he'll congratulate you for the blood buff you've caused. He also sounds like Mortal Kombat's fight narrator for whatever reason. Besides your basic combat skills, you can pick up power-ups that enhance your bow with fire damage, for instance, use magic attacks to get out of sticky situations, and use a variety of different weapons that have their own unique attacks and handling. And that's pretty much all there is to it regarding the combat, pretty simple and basic stuff, but the controls are intuitive, the animation's fluid, and the overall action feels nice and smooth, making you feel the power of your attacks. Unfortunately though, the large-scale battles are only a part of the gameplay. Why is it unfortunate? Because most of the time you'll have to complete various goals to finish its level while you're getting attacked from every imaginable side. You'll have to protect prisoners, fire up catapults, destroy archer towers, standard war stuff. But you'll always have at least a dozen soldiers surrounding you and hacking away at you while you try pressing a button or igniting a bomb. Sometimes I felt more like a human fly swatter, trying to constantly get enemies off my back and avoiding combat just to get things done. These were the more frustrating parts of the game, and it's not exactly an easy game either. You'll be constantly outnumbered and overwhelmed by enemies that never stop blocking your attacks with their annoying shields. And of course, you'll come to hate archers who sneakily pelt you with arrows while you're trying to get the horde away from you. Thankfully, checkpoints are spaced out reasonably, and there will always be a health fountain somewhere to get you healed up and back in action. But if you're alone, trying to defeat the Roman army without any support, you need to play your cards right and manage your resources appropriately, or else you're screwed. Even though the secondary goals can be distracting from all the action, they add some much needed variety to the gameplay and make you feel like you're really making a difference in the war effort. Each mission though can be quite lengthy, lasting for at least half an hour or so, even if you don't die once. Hope you have enough free time. After completing a mission, you'll be presented with some basic stats, like how many enemies you've killed and how many secrets and weapons you've unlocked. You can also increase your health, damage, and magic power using tokens granted by the gods themselves, adding a very basic RPG element to the game. Of course, if you don't care about the game's story, and who can blame you for that, and only want to experience the combat system, there is a separate arena mode, where you fight enemies in various arenas and complete rounds using power-ups, traps, and weapons that you have unlocked during the main campaign. Yeah, unfortunately, you have to complete the main game to get the most out of the arena minigame, but still, it's a fun little distraction from the story campaign. You could say it's a shallow game with simplistic mechanics and no real strategy involved, and you'd be right, it's your standard hack and slash game with no extra bells and whistles. But the spectacle of it all makes the game a much more grandiose and, dare I say, epic experience. You'll really feel like a tiny, insignificant soldier trying to turn the tide in a massive war. Well, you're the main character, aided by a god, so you're not really that insignificant, but still, you know what I mean. So is Spartan Total Warrior worth your time? Yes, definitely. It's a simple, straightforward, and overall fun experience. Granted, its combat isn't very sophisticated, and the gameplay can be frustrating and repetitive at times, but its large-scale battles and addictive action make up for it and provide some unique moments. It makes you feel like you're a part of a huge all-out war, or playing Total War from a random soldier's perspective, whichever you prefer. Give it a try, you won't regret it. And that's all I had to say about Spartan Total Warrior. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more stuff. You know how it goes. Have a great day, and until next time, take care and have fun.